Well, the Seahawks season keeps getting worse. Jamal Adams is now out for the year. He's going to undergo surgery to repair a torn labrum. Also has some other issues inside that shoulder that they're going to try to correct via surgery, according to multiple reports. It's that same shoulder that he suffered an injury on last season, and he had off-season surgery to repair that. But again, he's out for the season. Should be ready to go in time to start next season for Seattle. And what has been a very forgettable season for this entire team, specifically on defense. They are one of the worst defenses in the league. They're second to last in yards allowed. They are dead last in passing yards allowed and in first downs allowed. This is far from the Legion of Boom from last decade. Let's bring in Charles Davis from the NFL on CBS. Charles, a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad season continues for the Seahawks. It's time to regroup, isn't it?
Yeah, they should make a movie with that title, because I love how that flows together like that. But you're right, it's been forgettable in so many ways because things that you figure you can count on in Seattle, those are the things that aren't happening. You just mentioned it a minute ago. This is far cry from the Legion of Boom on defense. On offense, they don't run the football with any authority, which is one of Pete Carroll's tenets, because he feels like it completes a circle of toughness when you run it well and you stop the run. They're not doing either one of those. Jamal Adams' injury, the latest in all of that, but he's not, he's not great in pass coverage to begin with. What you count on him for is run defense and delivering that big shot that can intimidate other teams and make them think when they move the ball downfield. And last but not least, Chris, I feel really old. I played against Jamal Adams' father in college before he became a first-round pick for the New York Giants, George Adams.
Oh, man. Well, you're not old, Charles. You're not. You still look about the same age as you did back then. Seattle, it was kind of an interesting offseason last year, especially at the beginning with all those Russell Wilson rumors that he wasn't happy and maybe he needs a trade out of there. What do you expect this offseason to be like now with Wilson with the finger injury? He hasn't been great. And the team's going to have likely a losing record for the first time in the Russell Wilson tenure.
Yeah, I don't expect them to stand pat. I mean, we've actually heard from ownership for the first time in a long time. Remember when Paul Allen was alive and owned that team, rarely did you have anything that came out of his camp about the team at all. Like, he did that. He was there. We knew he was there, but you didn't hear much. His sister now is running the team since he passed. And for the first time, I heard a statement from her about the team and how she was unhappy with the direction that they were going. I don't think it's unhappiness to the point where Pete Carroll gets fired. I don't think it's unhappiness to the point where John Schneider, the GM, gets fired. But neither one of those two will stand pat and say, okay, everything's fine. We'll just go with what we've got. They've got to make some changes. They've got to do some upgrading. On defense, obviously they're not stopping the run, and their pass rush isn't great either. Like, they need help on the corners. I think they need some help in pass coverage downfield. They obviously need to run the football better. I think the only person who's really safe on the offensive line is probably a young guard, Damian Lewis. Everyone else is probably up for a possible look, and there will be competition. And Dwayne Brown, who you would think would be a figurehead and a fixture, who is in a lot of ways, he's up there in years, Chris. So there will be competition for him as well, at least starting to get someone looked at as a backup at left tackle. Obviously, running the football, they've got to get that done. And of course, the biggest question of all, is Russell Wilson going to be there after what we went through in last offseason? So I don't expect those two to stand pat at all. I think they'll make some moves both in free agency, and of course, they'll look to the draft to see what they can get done.
Haven't finished in last place in the division since 1996. Of course, that was back when they were in the AFC West. They do have the Texans this week going for their second straight win.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.